count of three, everybody run back to your fantasy now.
So yes, I've been talking about this all day and all night. It's a very, very, very special Drea O show. So every Tuesday night, you know, I usually do it like this from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. But today I have a very special guest. So it's a very special Drea O show here at WindyCityUnderground.com. So I know you're watching us live right now. And in the studio, I know you can see the beautiful, the lovely D.Woods.
Hey,
how are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to Chicago.
Thank you.
Now, I know a lot of you might remember her from one of the most popular girl groups of our generation. I loved you guys, Danity Kane. But now you're doing your own thing. You're strutting your stuff and you're doing it solo.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
Well, I have been solo since the group disbanded. So starting right out the gate, I just got to work because, you know, one situation doesn't determine your whole fate and your whole destiny. And, you know, I've been performing, I've been on stage, I've been singing, dancing, choreographing, writing music since the young age of 3 years old. So I was like, all right, you know, on to the next. Thanks for the opportunity. I started my own label, Imprint, Wood Grain Entertainment. Have been producing music and releasing music since 2009. So catch up, join the movement. If you didn't know, now you do. And you can get all this music on iTunes, or you can go to my website, missdwoods.com, and find about all the things D.Woods has been doing.
So recently, your old girl group has made headlines because they have decided to reunite, and everybody has been hitting me all day like, ask D.Woods, where is she? Where is she?
Right here, so I want to interview with you.
Exactly. I know that's right. Is there any reason in particular that you did not rejoin the Danity Kane movement?
Well, the particular reason is because I'm doing me. And when the news broke out, I was in the middle of a large-scale, you know, theater production. A lot of people don't know that my background is like concert dance and theater.
Okay.
So I was in the middle of doing a production with Lynn Whitfield, and we all know her from A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, the Josephine Baker story, and countless other things, because she's a beast. And the other like names in the production was Q Parker of 112, soul R&B singer Algebra Blessed, if you don't know about like the neo soul, you know, movement. Nephew Tommy of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. There was a lot of great people in this production, and we were in the middle of rehearsal, and my phone kept going off. I'm like, what is this going on? You know, I'm trying to, you know, like, they looking at me crazy, and that's what it was. Like, everybody's hitting me up, and all the bloggers are hitting me up, and of course my Twitter notifications going crazy. And I was just like, okay, well, if that's what y'all are gonna do, don't use me as a stepping stone to create, you know, controversy. You know, but I, you know, if they were to approach me with something to consider, you know, it's been 5 years. So for the 5 years, I've been, you know, building me, rebranding me, D.Woods. So when no one was reaching out to me, when no one was trying to do a reunion, I've been doing this. So now, if this is what you guys are doing, you have to present something to me that can be, you know, that can work within the confines of the movement that I'm already engulfed in. And not just like throw caution to the wind and just say, oh, thanks y'all, everybody who's been supporting me and riding for me. Oh, that's over with, I'm gonna do this. And it just didn't work out.
It didn't work out. Did you talk to them about it? Like, are you guys still friends and stuff like that?
We're about the same that we were when we were in the group.
Oh, so not really so much. So
okay.
When we talk about the breakup, a lot of people speculate what happened. Can you talk about what exactly happened during that time and why you guys broke up? Because a lot of people say it was Aubrey's fault watching the show.
Well, it was Puff's decision to come in and tell Aubrey that he didn't want her in the group, and me that he wanted me in the group. And that was the end of the group.
Wow. And is there anything behind the scenes that we didn't get from the show?
There's a lot that you didn't get, and it would take way too much time, and it would probably go over a lot of people's heads because they don't really understand so much happened that you did not see. But the power of television and creating a story, and the power of editing too, it would take way too much to try to reprogram everyone's perception of what that was, you know. So
being a part of that whole movement, how real or how fake was it? Because, you know, now in 2013, people say reality TV is real fake, but that was like the beginning. And I loved it and I thought it was real, but was it really real? Or was there kind of like scripted things going on? Did you guys know the group was going to break up? Did he really fire you guys on the spot and you guys had no idea?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So it was it fake, like the show, like in some of the script, was it scripted?
They would set up situations and then basically
let you react to it. Okay.
But usually we were the last ones to know about the situation. So our reaction was real. And it just took a lot of, you know, playing chess.
Okay.
And, you know, being very calculated in choice in your words and how you react. You have to always think 10 steps ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, after a while, it was like, I know this is how they're trying to depict me. And that's not who I am. So in order for me to get across who I am, I have to be ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started doing a lot of stuff like taking my destiny in my own hands and hiring my own team, because I'm like, the way that they're depicting me in this show, that's not me. And the way that they're trying to position whoever in front and whatever the case may be is like, I gotta eat too, and I'm not being able to really showcase what I'm capable of, so I'm gonna hire my own publicist.
Yep.
I'm gonna hire my own, you know, agent. I have my own attorney to look out for me, because in that situation, no one was really looking out for the group or any in particular individual. You know.
Yes.
So you had, you know, you just gotta take your destiny in your own hands. This is my career. I am, you know, D.Woods Incorporated right here.
Exactly.
So like, if I go under, ain't nobody else gonna care.
Right.
You know.
Yes, that's true. So looking back with everything that you've been through, would you do it again?
Probably not in that same way.
Okay.
I look at it as it happened the way it was supposed to happen. I was definitely very prayerful throughout the whole time. I had people, you know, calling me, sending me scripture, doing fasts and everything with me, because it was very hard.
Right.
And it was like, I understand how people go crazy. I understand how people shave their heads and lock themselves in the bathroom and, you know, get hooked on all kind of, you know, sedatives and drugs because they're trying to cope. It's a very, like...
What's the craziest part? Like something that you were just like, oh my God, about before?
Before what?
Like before you stepped into the situation, what was the most shocking thing that, you know, you realized about being in the spotlight?
I wouldn't say anything necessarily about being in the spotlight. It's really what happens behind the scenes.
Ah. Is there anything you could tell us, like a specific story?
No.
You don't want to talk about it?
I can't. It would take too long, and I don't want to, you know, throw anyone under the bus. But I mean, it's just like it gets real. It gets really real.
Do you still talk to Diddy? Like, do you bump into him at Hollywood parties? Is it funny? Do you feel some type of way?
I actually almost bumped into him this year at the BET Hip Hop Awards. T.I. had a birthday party, and I almost ran into him. We were in the building at the same time, but we did not run into each other. And it's been that way. Like, I have not run into him.
Is he avoiding you?
I don't know, but I think it's just God. I think it's just like, I took you out of that situation for a reason.
Yes.
And I'm keeping things that way. Like, and I don't question it. I'm not gonna force it, because when you force stuff, that's when you get stuff that you didn't really want.
If you did bump into him, what would you say to him in 2013?
Hey,
how
you
doing? How are you?
Right.
I know that's right. Okay, so talk to me about, you know, after it all ended, what was your first move? Did you feel relieved? Like, did you know that you were gonna be like okay, or did you go through like a Danity Kane withdrawal or something, you know?
No, immediately after he fired me, I went downstairs and got in my car service, and then went to an appearance for 17 magazine that I was hosting for Fashion Week.
So you were just like unaffected.
I mean, I'm affected, but I mean, it's like,
and we were at home crying like, Danity Kane, no.
when the show actually aired, I was in London hosting the Mobo Awards.
Okay.
So it was just like, yo, it is what it is. You know, it's business. I got my lawyer on the phone. He's on it.
Right.
Make sure that we get that release statement. I mean, that release contract, because that was the first priority. he verbally terminated my contract on national television, make sure they put it in writing, because I'm not trying to be held up in the contract for my whole career for something that it was out of my control, and for nothing that I know that I did. You feel that way? Cool. Let me out. Right. Let me go find somebody who does want to work with me.
Exactly. So did that stop you from working for a while? Like, was there a clause on it? Like, you couldn't do what you wanted to do, or you were fine after that?
No, it took a little while. It took a little finessing, a little litigation, But I kept moving. I was recording, constantly moving, doing acting.
Your new single, I love your new single, Goldmine. It's definitely a banger. Tell me about it.
Well, girl, Goldmine. Well, first of all, Goldmine comes from my current EP, which is called My Favorite Color Volume 1. Mm-hmm. And my favorite color is the next chapter out of the gray area, because we're stepping out of being in limbo and being unsure, and now this is my favorite color. But your favorite color changes depending on what mood you're in, like a mood ring. So volume 1 is very sassy and in your face and unapologetic and ratchet sometimes. And so Goldmine fit in that, because there was a little lesson that I had to pick up when going into these meetings and being a young black, female in a very male-dominated, society. Mm-hmm. I was going to say industry, but that's just how it is all over the world. So, so it's just like, wow, there's a lot of things that I'm making it kind of harder on myself, because I just want you to respect me for my talent and my intellect, and look me in my eye. That's what I was taught. But you looking at my titties,
exactly. You're looking at exactly. You're looking at everything but my talent.
And then it was just like, you know what? I need to play up my assets and make them work for me. Yes. Hence the title, Sitting on a Gold Mine. Yes. Because sometimes if you don't know what you're worth, other people can take advantage of it, without you benefiting from it. Yes. But it's a play on words also, because I'm actually sitting on the gold mine right now.
No, that's right. No, that's right. That is the truth.
And just knowing that, sometimes it takes a little more honey to attract the bees. Yeah. Than, just coming right at them with the business.
Have you dropped a video for Goldmine yet?
I did. Ooh. I dropped it last week.
Okay.
It's definitely all over the place virally. We're definitely well over like 100,000 views on World Star Hip Hop. Yes. Nicole Bitchy, Concrete Loop. They show me a lot of love, and because I made it a point to make personal relationships with these different people, because you just never know when you'll need them, and if you show them love, you show them support, they always going to show you support. Yeah. And especially as an independent, you need that, moving around in your city or the country. Also, internationally, I spent some time in London last winter, and just was like out there and like, what are you doing? I'm just here. I'm just hanging out. I'm just in the club. I'm just meeting DJs. I'm just going to y'all radio shows. I'm just being a fly on the wall, seeing what the culture is here and how I can, be a part of it. And people were really like, I didn't know you was that down to earth. I didn't know you was, like how you said, I didn't know you was that short. I didn't know you was this. There's so much that people don't know.
You actually look just like your sister. You guys do. And I never really noticed that until you're here right now. Because I met her at South by Southwest. Okay. So I was like, oh my God, they look so much alike. That was the first thing I thought. As long and with, you're short too. But a lot of famous people are short.
She's 4'11". I'm at least 5'5". Got that on her.
And a lot of people didn't know that was your sister.
Yeah. So when I released Foolish Dream, or when I released the video, I had like some home video footage of us like dancing in the backyard and our dance recitals and everything, just to show that like we've been doing this. Actually, Chanel attended Columbia College here in Chicago.
I went to Columbia.
She was a dance major.
Okay.
So we rode, coming up to the station, we rode by. I was like, I'm at your school. Yeah, so
that is so nice.
We've been putting in work for a while, and there's so much to be, unveiled. I can't do it all at the same time. I can't knock y'all out with everything I want to show you, but little by little, that's why I just say follow the movement, join the movement. And
okay, so do you, if Danity Kane came to you with that bag and that crazy like deal, would you go back to the group? Do you think there's a place for Danity Kane in 2013?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely feel like the fans are always gonna want to see that, and but it's business, so it's like, make the business right, and then we can make it right. I don't see why my brand and Danity Kane brand and the other girls' solo brands can't work in, you know, tandem. But if they don't want to work it that way, then I gotta do me. Like, and if they don't present that deal, if I can only make decisions based on the information that you give me, and if I'm not getting any information, then I just have to, you know, roll the dice on what I know is going to work, and that's what I've been working.
Would you ever do reality TV again?
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, are we going to be seeing you on TV anytime soon? Reality?
Pretty soon, you probably will.
Really? So you're going to be doing a reality show. I think we would love that.
And the reason why I haven't done it is just because I learned a lot in that situation. So it had, like I said, it's a business. You got to make the business right, you know. What
advice would you give to somebody that's thinking about you know, being in a girl group or being in this industry as a female?
There's so much. I mean, so much. Listen to Goldmine, first of all, because that's the whole life lesson right there. That's like first semester. You can just break down those lyrics and apply it to your life. But but I would definitely say, as a female, you just have to know your business. Don't put anything into anyone else's hands and just trust that they're gonna girl, take that contract, figure out how to, you know, interpret it, find the right people to, you know, go through it with you. Be that much more about your business than anybody else's, because that's where you see so many female artists, I feel, in my opinion, kind of go wrong. Is like they're trusting in somebody else's hands, or, you know, getting caught up with the wrong dude, and it throws them all the way off of every track in life. And, you know, you just gotta be about your business. And then also, if you don't love what you do, besides the making money part, you're gonna get canceled.
That's what I say that all the time, because it's not all about the money. Like, sometimes you won't even be making money. It's like, it's your love. It's what you do. You know what I mean? So, well, thank you so much for coming in.
Follow me on all social media. It's the same word, y'all. At your girl D.Woods. YA girl D.Woods for your Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook. If you may be on MySpace, I don't know who is still, but it's that there too.
What's your Black Planet though? Are you still on Black Planet?
Well, see, Black Planet is a little before my time. I didn't ever really get into that. It's a little ahead of my little generation.
I'm just making sure we hit all, that we hit all the bases.